ladies and gentlemen, my name is Yubellia Hildegardis Ratu. I am a student of English Education Study Program at Tanjung Pura University. So today, I will explain to you about 3 topics of literature. So, the first topic is about what is literature. The second is about why is literature important for teaching English language. And the third is about how is the implementation of language teaching literature. So, don't forget to watch the video. And let's next to the first topic is what is literature. So, before I explain more about the topic about, I want you to watch this. Okay, after you read about what is the definition of literature, so now I'm going to tell you about 5 genres of literature. So, the first one is poetry. What kind of poetry? What is the definition of poetry? So, I want you to watch this video here. So, it will make you more understand about what is the definition of poetry. Happy watching!
I'm okay. You know, there's this thing, and it happens quite often. This thing where we'll be asked how we are, and our automatic response is, I'm okay. Now, sometimes it's true, but other times that I'm okay is covering up the fact that I've had restless nights, breaking moments, worries on top of worries, and I hate to say it, even suicidal thoughts. But to you, to a stranger, a teacher, a classmate, a friend, even my mother, I'll say I'm okay. I don't want to be put into this box, into this label, where I'm known as that sad and depressed person no one wants to be around. I'll fake a smile if I have to. Laugh, be as friendly as possible, and act like I know what the hell I'm doing. Maybe if I pretend on those really bad days, I'll start to feel like I'm actually okay. You know, fake it until it feels real. It sounds crazy, silly, but we all do it sometimes. I just happen to do it more often than others. Muster up some energy from who knows where, and use it in order to function. To keep a conversation going, to feel like I'm not out of place. I feel my heart beating, my chest moving, and I know that I'm alive. And yet I sigh. Because I feel like I'm not meeting this quota that I need to fulfill. I'll meet your eyes and give a friendly wave while inside I feel a horrible weight crushing me down, shaky hands and sporadic thoughts that remind me of all the things I fear. I question. I wonder. I try to avoid. But hey, I'm okay. The sun has come up and has given me another day. So I'll play. I'll play the part when it's not really there. Look joyful, full of life. Look like someone that has the world in their hands. I'm okay, is what I'll say. So no one will see the hurricane that is slowly coming my way.
Okay, so I will explain more about the poetry. Poetry. This is often considered the oldest form of literature. Before writing was invented, oral stories were commonly put into some sorts of poetic form to make them easier to remember and recite. Poetry today is usually written down, but it's still sometimes performed. A lot of people think of rhymes and counting syllables and lines when they think of poetry. And some poems certainly follow strict forms. But other types of poetry are so free, formed that they lack any rhymes or common patterns. There are even kinds of poetry that cross genre lines, such as prose poetry. In general, a text is a poem when it has some sort of matter of religion, and when it focuses on the way the syllables, words, and phrases sound when put together. Poems are heavy in imagery and metaphor and are often made up of fragments and phrases rather than complete, grammatically correct sentences. And poetry is nearly always written in stanzas and lines, creating a unique look on the page. Poetry, as experienced in the classroom, is usually one of three types. There are the shorter, more modern poems spanning anything from a few lines to a few pages. Often these are collected in books of poems by a single author or by a variety of writers. Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven is one of the most commonly taught poems of this type. Then there are the classical formulaic poems of Shakespeare's time, such as the blank verse and the sonnet. And finally, there are the ancient epic poems transcribed from oral stories. These long, complex poems resemble novels such as Homer's The Iliad and the Odyssey. So, the second is prose. Once you know what poetry is, it's easy to define prose. Prose can be defined as any kind of written text that is not poetry, which means drama. Discussed below is technically a type of prose. The most typical varieties of prose are novels and short stories, while other types include letters, diaries, journals, and non-fiction. Prose is written in complete sentences and organized in paragraphs, instead of focusing on sound, which is what poetry does. Prose tends to focus on plot and characters. Prose is the type of literature it most often taught in English classrooms. Any novel or short story falls into this category, like Twilight or A Song of Thunder to the Crucible. Like poetry, prose is broken down into a large number of other subgenres. Some of these genres revolve around the structure of the text, such as novellas, biographies, and memoirs, and others are based on the subject matters like romance, fantasies, and mysteries. The third is drama. Any text meant to be performed rather than read can be considered drama. In layman's terms, drama are usually called plays. When writing down the book of a drama is dialogue, with periodic stage directions such as "He looks away angrily." Of all the genre of literature discussed in this article, drama is the one given the least time in most classrooms. And often when drama is taught, it's only the same way you might read a novel. Since drama are meant to be acted out in front of an audience, it's hard to fully appreciate them while looking only at page of the text. Students respond best to dramas and grasp their mechanics more fully when exposed to film or theater versions or encouraged to read aloud or act out scenes during class. The drama most commonly taught in classrooms are definitely those written by the poet. Shakespeare's plays are challenging but rewarding when approached with a little effort and a critical mindset. Popular choices from his repertoire include Hamlet, Taming of the Shrew, and Romeo and Juliet, and among others. So the last is non-fiction. Poetry and drama both belong to the broader category of fiction. Texts that feature events and characters that have been matched up. Then there is non-fiction, a first category that is a type of prose and includes many different subgenres. Non-fiction can be creative, such as the personal essay, or factual, such as the scientific paper. Sometimes the purpose of non-fiction is to tell a story, hence the autobiography, but most of the time the purpose is to pass on information and educate the reader about certain facts, ideas, and or issues. Some of genres of non-fiction include stories, textbooks, travel books, newspaper, self-help books, and literary criticism. And then there is media. The newest type of literature that has been defined as a distinct genre is media. This categorization was created to encompass the many new and important kinds of text in our society today, such as movies and films, websites, commercials, billboards, and radio programs. Any work that doesn't exist primarily as a written text can probably be considered media, particularly if it relies on recently developed technology. Media literature can serve a wide variety of purposes. Among other things, it can educate, entertain, advertise, and or persuade. More and more educators are coming to recognize the importance of teaching media in classroom. Students are likely to be exposed to far more of this type of literature than anything else throughout their lives. So it makes sense to teach them how to be critical and active consumers of media. Internet literacy is growing field. For example, science, the skills required to understand and use online information differ in important ways from the skill required to analyze printed information. Teaching media literacy is also a great way for educators to help students become participants in their own culture, through lessons on creating their own websites or how movies or commercials. So, I will explain the next topic is about why is literature important in English language teaching. So, actually, if you realize, literature has many benefits for you to improve your English skills. There are some reasons that is why literature is important in English language teaching. The first is students can learn about allusions and references to different aspects of English culture. And they can also learn the context and meaning of famous quotes and phrases. And then when studying literature, students can improve not only language such as vocabulary, but also the language that can be used for the specific purposes. The fourth is the study of literature can provide students with a fresh and creative angle with which they can approach their studies in particular and daily life in general. And then English literature makes students learn about their creativity and imagination, interacting with the text themselves and playing different literary roles. The next is literature must be presented as an authentic task, so students can get through the text discovering their different learning styles. And then students can learn literature not only read it, Plays can be represented so that students can be immersed in a different time and into a different person. By following the histories presented throughout English literature, it is possible to understand how the contemporary Western culture has developed into what is it today. And reading new words and new phrases can increase anyone's lexicon. Through the reading of literary texts, students can develop their autonomy and independence, making hypotheses and using unfamiliar words. The use of authentic literary texts gives learners the opportunity to connect to real-world issues at the time they can learn to solve for their lives. Alright, so we are going to the next topic, which is about how is the implementation of English in language teaching. So, the study of literature is enabled to student-centered activities that offer opportunities to collaborative growth. Activities such as drama, enactment, role-playing, poetry reading, and watching movies based on the text perceived in the syllabus. Visual stimuli can be effectively used in various ways as initiators for interactions. Short scenes and anecdotes can shown and used to express and frame opinions. Important message can be imparted through this medium. Students' vocabulary can be immensely enhanced through these innovative methods. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all from my presentation and my explanation about literature. Thank you for watching the video. See you next time. Bye bye.